Summer so far.
Hi, Tosh. Hi, Summer.
And we've got Ryan's wifey join. Hi, Ryan's wifey. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I like that name handle.
Huh?
I like that name handle. Ryan's wifey.
Right? All right, guys. Well, welcome to our third show. Right? Third show? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It feels like forever we've been doing this, but it really hasn't. Anyhow.
So we have so many ideas to share.
I know. We've got so many things. We can't squeeze them all in 15 minutes, you know? We do have other jobs we do. But in any event, thanks, Tosh. Tosh thinks it's cool. All right. So last week, Nicte shared her tools because we thought it would be really cool to share with you guys two different perspectives on the tools that we use. You know, Nicte is a brand strategist, and so she probably uses a lot more cooler tools than I do as an agency. And so I'm finishing up the blog on Nicte's on last week's, 2 weeks ago show, so that you guys can have that for research. So we should be posting that by Monday, and you guys can have that part. And we're keeping our toes and fingers crossed about being able to share this one. So anyhow, all right. So as you guys know, graphic design is expensive. It's costly. And for many reasons, right? Good design has a lot of theory and a lot of meat and potatoes behind it. We don't design logos just, whoop, oh, you want a logo? Well, here you go. This is what we think. There is actually a strategy and a process to all that stuff, which we'll hit in another show. So it is imperative that as a marketing agency or anyone that's in business have the tools to create that content, whether you can afford a graphic designer or not. In this area, one right out of college, probably starting at $40,000 if they go work for a company, and you're talking about starting at $80 an hour if they're doing freelance work. And if they're any good, forget it. You know, Nicte. So,
yes.
For me, it is not feasible. Hey, Tina. She did set her alarm clock to wake up. Holy cow, you go,
oh my
girl,
gosh,
man.
you are awesome, Tina.
That's a trooper. That's dedication.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
And so, I can't afford a graphic designer full-time right now. Would I love to? Who doesn't? We do. So, as a marketing agency, we've got to look at our resources and how we're going to do that. So, I did touch, Nicte shared about Adobe Spark Post, which I think is awesome. It's just as awesome as what I use, which is Canva. I actually went into it and played with it. I set up my branding, and it took me less than 4 minutes, guys, to set up my brand colors, my fonts. And in those 5 minutes, I had everything I needed. You know, I had business cards, I had letterhead, I had Instagram posts, I had Facebook posts, I had all kinds of posts. But so does Canva. The only reason I haven't made the switch is because I've got everything integrated in Canva, not just for Elevated now, but for my businesses. I've got all their branded colors, all their fonts, everything's set up. I just got to plug in and go. So to me, it didn't make any sense to switch over, no matter how great it was, unless I was looking to rebrand. And at that point, I might look at another tool. I may not. So Canva, my friend, for everything, from Facebook covers to Instagram posts to real estate flyers to web banners, it's there. And it's, guys, it takes you 2 minutes to set it up. And it's $150 if you're a business a year. So $150 versus $40,000 plus. Huge difference.
That's a really, really good amount for what you're getting to, and the relief that you get from, like, your brand is set up. You don't have to really define your colors, your fonts every single time. It's huge.
You know, it does save you a huge time. Yeah, is there a learning curve? Just like anything else, you'll have a learning curve, but it's an easy learning curve. Nothing like the post that we did a couple of days ago about what we mentioned on this show. If your tool is overwhelming you, move on. Tools are not supposed to do that. And that's a sure sign that it's time for you to move on. So between our last show and this one, you should be able to have plenty of tools to test and see which one it is you like. And if not, ask us. All right, so my next tool, because we have to do video, right? We do video, we do short videos, and we do long videos. for our real estate clients. Typically is where we do our long videos. And we use Animato for that. Why do we use Animato? Because my real estate agents already have their pictures. So to me, it doesn't make any sense to charge them for anything else. All I have to do is drop what they already have into Animato, create an awesome video for my clients for all their listings and whatever else is coming up above. And then I use, for your shorter little 1-minute clips that you see me throw all over the place, I do use Ripple app. If you're going to use it, please pay the $60 a year. Don't go, I mean, I give Ripple shout outs all the time. But if you're serious about your business, there's nothing worse than seeing your awesome post with a vendor app, whether it's Ripple app, Adobe, it doesn't matter. You know, it really doesn't. So pay the fee, test it out, pay the fee if you like it. If not, you know, find another one. There's so many. There's Flyer. There's tons of short video apps out there.
And it's a business expense too. So
yes,
win-win.
Yes. So, excuse me. And then for, you know, not every picture looks awesome, okay? We've all got branded looks. Some of us have a look. Some of us don't care. Some of us do care. And so even when I get a picture from Adobe, which they have awesome photos, and I don't use Adobe all the time, just when I can't find stuff somewhere else, you know, I drop it in Lightroom because there's a certain way I want my pictures to look. That's free, okay? So use Lightroom to give your pictures that look that you're aiming for. We also talked about a color story. A color story is amazing. You don't have enough filters in Lightroom? Hey, get color story. Test it out. It's not that expensive, guys. Again, when you start thinking about the salary you're paying for a graphic designer or hire someone like myself or Nicte to do it, it's not going to be that cheap. I can assure you. I mean, we'll just put it right out there right now.
Yep.
Because we're serious about what we do. We don't just drop stuff and go.
Yeah.
So those would be my 2 like editing tools suggestions, because they're so easy and they're great. You can put them, you know, you have them on your phone. So if you download a picture from your phone, you can edit it there. It puts it in Adobe. So it puts all your pictures in its own perspective folder, and it's great. Thank you, Tosh. We love color too, because we're color people. Sorry. This should be really called a color story. We missed the note on that one. But anyway, we don't want to mess up Matt's thing. But anyhow, and then, guys, we could do all the social media posting and content creation and everything that we would ever want. But if we're not measuring each and individual post that we're doing, how do you know what's working? Didn't I sound like one of my posts? I think I've posted that a couple times. How do you know what's working? You don't. You need tools. There's so many social media management tools out there that are inexpensive. I am going to talk about the one we use, and I've tested them all. I promise you, all of them, even Hootsuite. That was my first. Anyhow, we are Sprout Social Agency Partner, and not because of any other reason that their tool is awesome. I am an agency, and they have an awesome program with tons of resources for us. So it's a real partnership. And we'll have a video on partnerships later on at some point, because it's important for you to know when you align yourself with someone, with any big header, whether it's Adobe, Sprout, Inc., any of them, they've got to fit your brand, and they've got to be providing you value that's going to help you push your business. Partnerships should not be taken for granted. So another one that I do use, and this is just me because I really don't need it with Sprout Social, but for my Instagram, I am so stuck on Iconosquare, and I've tried so many. I've tried all the pretty ones and all the Planolis and the Plan That and all of them. I have, and they're cool. But you know what works for me? I need Iconosquare because I build a community. I'm building a community that you all are a part of. And I can't give you your shout outs if I don't know who gave me the comments. And Iconosquare just does this for me. I can run down all my posts and say, oh, pick my fabulous picks for the day, who commented the most, and I can't get that from Sprout Social. So, yeah, the whole concept of migrating all the tools together didn't work because my business needed a tool to track my comments and me be able to go in there and say, oh, here are my 20 people of the week who commented the most. And that's why I use them. So 2 tools for social media monitoring, but I do want to touch on a few that I've tried that I think are great too, and less expensive than Sprout Social, because it is an investment, and I'm investing in the partnership more than I am on the tool, because they're all pretty great. So I love Buffer. It's inexpensive, it's easy to use, and they're great. I actually used them for a while. eClincher is another one that's not so popular. You don't hear a lot of people talking about it. But guys, you can even post to Google My Business with eClincher. It's amazing. And the only thing they're missing from Sprout is really the community part and the partnership, which is really important to me. If I were to not need that for I don't know what crazy reason, I would go to one of those vendors. I would go back to Buffer, or I would go to eClincher, where I know that I can get Google Analytics from eClincher. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can. And Sprout Social too, but they have not perfected the tool. I mean, that part of it, the analytics part of it. So it doesn't match, but I'm going to give you a bonus today. Data Box. You guys want data? Easy to manage? Databox.com. You can set up so many reports there for you and your clients at no charge before you start paying. And it's super because you can grab data from any of your resources, create your own report. You can send this report out to your clients one time, and they just click the link every time they want to see what you're sending them. So you don't have to send, or you can set it up to send it every week and send a refresh link, but it's a live link to their data. I mean, you want reporting, you want data, and it's so much better to read than Google Analytics, because if you're not used to looking at Google Analytics or you set it up right, you're kind of like,
yes,
what?
yeah.
What?
So true.
Bounce rate, KPI, what?
That
New
is so
sessions,
true.
old sessions, whatever. So DataBox, guys, is my new favorite tool on the planet because I love data. I'm a marketer. That's what we do. Data. So we can create great plans. And so we can measure, so we can support the efforts that we're doing for our clients. So I am going to and see if Nicte has anything to add to all of that.
Those were awesome tips. I was writing down notes too. This is why, I love our show too, is because we're always learning from each other and from the community too, as people get, interactive and everything. And so this was super, super cool. I'm going to totally check out DataBox. Because, for my end too, I need to embrace data and what that means and how we communicate with others and the effectiveness of it. So I love that because I feel like that also influences design too. It's not just here, boom, your design is done type thing.
Right.
But I love that. So one of the tools that I personally use, because I've become more focused on just certain social media platforms, I do use Buffer, but I also use for my Instagram, I use Plan. And I love it for me because it's very visually driven, but then I can see my metrics. And they just launched their desktop version, which has been really great because now they offer even more insights. So that's been wonderful for me. Before I even was using Plan, I used to do it all by hand in Illustrator, which was a time killer. Yeah, totally.
Or you lay them out on a piece of paper somehow.
I would just have this big old grid that I would do and then just lay out my post that way. Biggest time killer, and talk about not using your time wisely. But I had a certain aesthetic that I wanted to follow for my brand, but then like you were saying earlier, some people care about their brand, some people don't, and just kind of go with the flow. But that has really helped me get more intentional and focused. So I found that one to be a big game changer for me when I'm planning my content on.
I plan that too, and that I tried it for 3 months, based on recommendations, and I do love it. It's a beautiful platform. It's easy to use. It gives you tons of data, and the only reason I don't use it is honestly because of my Iconosquare and what I do with my community building efforts. Otherwise, it is a great tool. PlanNet is awesome. It's inexpensive. And it really does help you stay on track of all those things that are important to people who, may not need the community information that I'm looking for from Iconosquare. So
I love that. Those, I think those were all wonderful apps too. And like what you were saying is, it's all about how the things that work for you. What are the apps, the tools that really work for you and your needs, and embrace those and go with those. Even if like none of the ones that we mentioned may align with you guys, there's so many great ones out there too that are meant to fit your needs. So definitely really great tips.
Yep. Do you guys have any questions out there real quick while you've got us here?
Hello, Charlie Mendes.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We're actually wrapping up the show, but we should really have this content to share after this show. We've set up 2 ways to save this thing, so we're not giving up. We really want to give you this content. What are you using to split your screen? Summer's just the way that the live works on Instagram.
It'll just split, and it'll split people. And I think usually the person that's hosting the live is on the top and the guest on the bottom.
Yeah. And a note to self, if you guys are doing lives on Instagram with another person, you've got to make sure that they're on there first before you try to invite them. Otherwise, you're just sitting there pushing buttons. And we have fun doing that too, right?
Oh, Dali, I'm so glad this was helpful. She said she didn't realize investing in software like this was necessary, that it's great insight. Yeah. So glad that was helpful. It definitely does pay off a lot, being able to invest in it. It's all about investing it. Don't think about it as an expense, but it's an investment.
And if you really, I come back from the days when there was no way in the planet that I as a business would have been able to have my feed and my online presence look like it does today without spending at least 15 grand. I can do it with apps now. So
so much better.
Find apps that work better with you. Reach out to us during direct message or on our Facebook page. We need to start inviting people to our group, Nicte.
Yes, we do, because that's a great way to connect with us.
Yeah, so you guys can also ask us there. So we're going to start sending invites. If you guys don't get an invite from us, it may be because we're not friends on Facebook. You're not friends with either Nicte or us. So find us on Facebook. Not the show page, but we do have a private group that we set up for y'all.
Yes. You're getting my texting y'all. Well, all right, you guys. Thank you. I think my prima was here. Yeah. Prima, gracias.
Thank you guys for coming. Have a great afternoon and a wonderful weekend. Tell me, does your company
help your brand? Oh, yes, that's definitely a topic we will talk about in the future. Definitely.
Yes.
I think we cannot nod our heads enough.
It just is.
But it's definitely something we're going to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a Facebook group. So, Tina, reach out to me on direct message and we'll give you the info.
Yes. Absolutely.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Ciao.